So there was a pretty hideous noise going on in the woods behind my house. And how did I know when I got my phone and hit record it would stop? Sounded like a pig, maybe, like being held down. But it was more than one sound. It was like a pig, or I'm guessing it was a pig, and like a couple other things mixed in with it. And it was really distressing sounding and kind of disturbing sounding. And sure as shit, I go get my phone to record it. And it stops completely. Go frickin' figure. It's the way the crap works with these damn phones and recording anomalies or weird happenings. Mosquitoes are already swarming me. Chemicalize everything. Anyway, I guess I'm not even going to be posting this because everything stopped the minute I got my phone. But it was like right back there. It was like right back in there, like in those woods that are back behind that field right there. And it didn't sound like it was real far back there either. Just like, makes you want to walk back there and see what the hell's going on. Ratty, I got Ratty out here. She's on her bathroom break this morning. It's such a beautiful, gorgeous morning. Maybe we'll just go ahead and record a video I've been thinking about. I was actually thinking about doing one today, because I haven't really done one in a while. And I'm back on YouTube. My entire channel was deleted about a year ago. And so then I went to Vimeo. I was like, F them fools. I don't need to be Gestapo'd. I'll just go to Vimeo and pay my yearly fee and have all my content there. Who needs Facebook? Who needs YouTube? It's overrated, right? And people are starting to dump that crap anyway, so I don't even know if I'll put this on YouTube. I probably will, because might as well have a couple channels, but eventually I think YouTube's going to get replaced with all the nonsense they're trying to pull with just blatant. Now it's just blatant control. Before it was like, well, we'll control you if you're dumb enough to be controlled. But now it's just like blatant, oh, you're not allowed to listen to this person speak. Or it's just so blatant. So everybody that can see that kind of blatant disrespect to your intelligence, you might just want to dump them. Let the fools be the fools. And find, places that are a little more, well, not a little more, places that are just normal. And what is normal? Live and let live. That's normal. You think whatever you want to think. We're not going to try to control you. You know? Why don't you just control yourself? Don't worry about controlling everybody else. Just control your sorry ass. I don't like those kind of people. Ratty, come on. That damn creature might come flying out of them woods and think you're a snack. You might become a snack, puppy. You better get over here. So, I'm just gonna ramble today. I usually have something of a topic and whatever. I'm just, like I said, I wasn't planning on recording right now, and I was only gonna try to record those hideous sounds I was hearing. So, we just rolled with it. So I guess I'll just sort of do an update video, whatever the hell that means. I've moved recently. This is my backyard you're looking at. It's my side yard. That's my front yard, well, part of the front yard. And there ain't nothing happening with that TV dish because I don't get TV. Nor that one. I'm going to paint on them. I'm going to turn that into a painting right there. At some point. So I damn sure ain't paying for no TV, and I wouldn't even watch it if it was given to me for free, so there you go. Nobody got time for that. And, you know, I guess you kind of already saw my deck and my dog. And that is a willow oak. Beautiful. Love this tree. Love all these trees. But nicely placed willow oak because that's the west. So in the afternoon when it's hot as hell, those Leland cypress, oaks, elms, throw nice shade all over the deck so you can kick it out here and not burn it up, people. And then that's a huge old 3-trunked pine tree that died at some point and then fell into the backyard right there. So I'll be slowly burning on that during the winter. There's my burn pile right there. So I reckon we'll be probably doing some videos right over there next to the fire. So anyway, yeah, I moved. I guess it doesn't matter to say where. Elon, North Carolina. I'm not really in Elon though, but my address says I'm in Elon, so I have to just go with that. But I'm really not in Elon. What else? Of course, you know, staying in meditation mode. Met some of my neighbors. They're all very cool and friendly. It's always nice. And been getting kind of into monatomics. And that's really, I guess, the most recent thing I've delved into as far as the higher conscious path. And I'm really not going to say much about it. I haven't been into it long enough, but seems to me that the results are pretty immediate, and that you can definitely tell something's up, something's going on with it. So I'm going to continue down that path, and then later, after I've been on the path for a while, I'll probably make a video specifically about that activity and what that's like. But so far so good. What else? Started painting again. Hadn't painted in quite a while either. Just been... Actually took a long time to get this whole move thing done and dealt with, so that really absorbed 2 or 3 months of a lot of focus and energy. But that's done now, thankfully, and got back to painting, so I just painted a seascape on a square. That when I paint on squares, I turn them into the diamond shape. So I don't paint on them like when you hang it up, it looks like a diamond. It doesn't look like a square because I tilt the canvas. But so yeah, anyway, I got back into painting and painted that. I'm gonna be getting back into that more. I've got a mural coming up I'm gonna be working on. So I'll be dealing with that. So the artistic juices will be flowing heavily again, which I'm ready for, you know. Some like pretty much this whole year, I guess, as I haven't really been. I did paint some things this year. I'm not saying I didn't, but I'm just saying, like that feeling you have, or that sort of motivation to do your passion. Sometimes that gets put on hold. And so you just, you sort of wait for that energy to, well, that energy just slowly builds up inside. And then at a certain point, you can just feel it, you can tell, ooh, I'm about to get into doing my thing again, whatever that is. And so I just have been feeling that mainly this whole year is, man, I really enjoy painting and I really like creating and all that, but it's just not ready. Come on. This is really not happening, right now. I got other things to deal with, whatever. So you just let that energy build, and eventually it's the right time and the right place, and you take up the tools again and begin to work the magic. Speaking of which, I'm starting to really kind of realize too how we're alchemists, and that this body, that this body is pretty much, you could say, like I was going to say cauldron. It's more than a cauldron. A cauldron is just like a black pot, and you throw ingredients in there to make a recipe. And this alchemy is sort of like that. But this vessel is more complex, and we're not so much creating a recipe as we're creating being, an actual entity, which is us, ourself. And so everything we're putting in, all the chemicals, food, molecules, substances that we're putting in, they're all part of ratty. They're all part of what this vessel becomes. And not only that, but what this vessel is capable of. Like how efficient it runs. How, I guess I already said powerful, but and it's literally true though. It literally is true. Powerful, meaning you, at least at some point, you can generate your own power. And you're also, you can also recycle your own energy. So you get, the word that always comes to my mind is dynamo. Now, you're a dynamo at that point when you have the vessel operating at that level. And you're on that level of consciousness. And so then your co-creative ability compounds. That's even kind of like, your currency's value increases. Value in terms of like a color's value. If it's lighter, then it's got a lighter value. If it's darker, it's got a darker value. So there's a scale there, and the value is based on the density, or opaqueness, the density and opaqueness. So we gotta totally retrain ourselves, because when we think value, almost any time we think value, we relate it directly to money, directly to the sigil, directly to that thing that's been put in place to absorb that energy. Which is how siphoning of energy works. Or at least that's partly how it works. So we're just, this whole thing as always, is a returning to the primal self. I'm returning to the ways of the primal self. The ways of the primal self were plagiarized and turned into a secondary matrix, or a synthetic matrix that's just imitating this natural matrix that we're tuned into right now. Like, I live here, so I'm tuned into this frequency all the time. And you might say, well, you just move there. Well, it don't matter. The natural matrix is everywhere. It's a matter of getting in places where it really resonates. And so that's why people go to the mountains, or to the valley, or to the lake, or to wherever they go. They're trying to tune into this frequency in a place where it's resonating much, much more than it's resonating in downtown, wherever, name your city. So I haven't lived in the city for 4 years now. And believe you me, if you knew me 10 years ago, 8 years ago, and you knew me, and you know me now, or you knew me now, it's a vastly different me. And a big part of my struggle was being in the middle of a just packed city with concrete everywhere. See, this is the only piece of concrete on my entire property. Right here. Right here. That's it. It's the only piece. And I don't mind it. It's appropriate. It goes, da-da-da. It's perfect. No problem. I can handle this piece of concrete right here, but if all this ground you see, all that was concrete, and it went on for miles in every direction, along with block fences and gravel yards, I'm telling you what, man, your ability to ground is virtually cut off. And I didn't even know nothing about grounding or any of that really back then anyway. And so I was just building up, let's say, negative ions day after day, after month, after year after year, and very few opportunities to balance out or ground it out. And so it just made, made life seem what's the word? Hollow. Hollow. Made life seem hollow. And if your life seems hollow after a certain amount of time, of course you feel hollow. And you just wonder, what the hell? What am I even doing here? Why am I even awake? Like, what the heck is the purpose to any of this? But in hindsight, I see why and how I and other people get into that state of mind, or into that lowered consciousness, or into that density. And then let's bring up diet. Every time you eat physical matter, which is dense material, you're adding density to yourself. And so if you're stuffing tons of meat, which is really dense material, and you're basically, this is going to be hard for some people to hear, but you're basically doing a form of cannibalism, because you are the earth. The earth is your mother. So you are the earth in that sense. You've come from mother. You are the earth. You're made of earth. And then if you start killing sentient creatures around you and consuming them, that's sort of a cannibalistic act. If you're able to get your consciousness a little bit higher to see that. But I'm not being dogmatic. I'm not judging you. I still eat meat sometimes. Alright, so I'm not talking down to anybody. I'm on level with you. When I communicate with you, I'm on the same ground that you're on, and we're standing together having a chat. Or at least we would be if you were speaking back. That's all we'd be doing, was having a talk. But I have experienced some things, and I have had some tremendous growth. And that is attributed to different things, practices, and forming good habits, getting rid of bad habits. And I've had some, not too many really, but I mean, I've had some bad habits and was able to overcome them. So that's a big part of growth or non-growth too, is if you have a bunch of bad habits you're continually doing, then surely that's going to affect your state of consciousness. And if you're trying to expand into higher frequencies, these bad habits are not conducive to doing that. And so this path of spirituality really does entail quite a bit of discipline. Fundamentally, it's back to the basics. It's back to simplicity. And we can take it to such a simple degree that we literally could just say, be still and know that I am God. And then speak no more, say nothing else. Because if you just do that, what else is there? What else would you need? Because everything would come to you in that consciousness, in that state of consciousness. But I realize, and every adept does realize that everybody's in a different place with this, and that energies are constantly in flux and moving and changing. And we're not just dealing with one energy. I was telling my friend the other day, what we're really doing here is we're taking the multiple energies that are self. You got the energies of the chakra centers, you got magnetism, you've got gravity, all these forces, right, and energies. And I believe that we are taking hold, if you will, of all of our energies, and we are harmonizing them with the prime frequency. Or that is the goal. That is like if you were able to do that, harmonize all your frequencies into one resonating frequency that harmonized with the prime frequency, which very well could be this frequency, the frequency of the natural grid or the natural matrix, Mother Earth, nature. Because what is it about just being right here, or hearing this, or seeing this, or experiencing this? Like, what is it that's so profound? And the deeper you meditated on it, and the deeper you marinated in it, you would eventually feel very like you were in a, I don't know, like you might have felt when you were in a church back when you were doing that, or like when something of that nature happened and you had this feeling and this connection. And that's exactly what's right here, right now, all the time. But we are busy, mental. We're mental. And when you're mental, you're not spiritual. So when you become spiritual and mental sort of settles down, then you're right here in the pocket, and then it becomes so obvious to you. You're like, oh wow, heck yeah, man. I totally feel it. I get it. I am tapped in. I'm connected. There is no doubt. And so back to what I was saying with that was that we're harmonizing our frequencies. So you could picture, taking hold of all your different frequencies, like in a bundle in your hand, and look at them. Wow, I've got all these frequencies I'm made of, Here comes, one's coming from the root chakra, one's coming from the crown chakra, and so I'm taking all of these. All of this makes self, creates self, the you. And then we're harmonizing that with the prime frequency. And I really don't know what else could be said after that. So hopefully that'll help somebody, kind of. Because in this world, at least where we are currently, it really helps to be able to pinpoint things, especially these kind of things. I think my timer's gonna go out. Or my phone's gonna go off. Anyway, love and light, people. I'm happy to be back speaking again. I know I really didn't. I just sort of just talked. But that's all I'm doing anyway. I mean, let's get real. If you're speaking into a microphone of any kind, then you're just talking. But that's all right, because, frequency is transmitted through communication. And, it's a lesser form because it's coming through English and words. But hey, we got to use what we have, right? So, let's do the best with what we got. Let's keep expanding. And let's stay in touch. And let's continue to grow. And love and light until next time. Peace, wholeness, balance.